Everyone has an idea of what the good life is and how to achieve it. And we have Christ coming into the world and saying you are absolutely wrong. Let me show you what the good life truly is and how you achieve it. And in this video, we'll be looking at one of those powerful countercultural ideas that Jesus brought to us, how to live the good life and how that affects us at work. Let's dive in. Welcome to another Monday morning meditation where we look for you to have wisdom and insight at the beginning of the working week. And we are talking about meekness, its promise, its source, and its connection to the workplace. Now, Jesus Christ in those Beatitudes are sharing with us how to be blessed, happy, and fortunate in this life, and that includes our work life. I mean, we have millions of books and gurus on YouTube telling us how to live the good life, how to be happy, how to be fortunate, how to live well, and selling you the courses to boot. But here we have Jesus, God in the flesh, telling you for free how to achieve this. And one thing he says is that it's rooted in the whole virtue of meekness. Blessed, happy, or fortunate are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Now, this is a totally radical idea, and you need to appreciate how radical it is. So let's start with the root and the meaning of this thing. So the root of this word comes from the idea of reining in a stallion. Now, that alone should let you know that meekness has nothing at all to do with weakness. Because stallions are not weak. They are absolutely strong and powerful, but it's strength under control, under constraint. It's not allowing strength to be used in a wild way to dominate and to destroy others, but on the contrary, that strength being under control, being as a means to serve others and empower others. This is what the heart really is about being meek. And God says that blessed are those who live this way. Now, this was a radical idea because you need to understand Christ was talking to a lot of poor villagers when he made this sermon. And they were living in a totally different world that seemed to contradict what he was saying, because they were living under Roman rule, under Roman occupation. And the Roman nation was using military might to conquer the whole world and to put it under subjugation. And they were living under the boot, so to speak, of the Romans. So they were pretty struck where Christ would say, blessed are the meek, because the Romans were the exact opposite of meek. And it seemed that they were winning the world, conquering the world, and it would appear that Christ was mistaken. And we can also have that very same challenge too in our world. Why? Because we work in a world that does not celebrate meekness. It celebrates the exact opposite of what it means to be meek. The world here says you must be self-assertive, self-willed, driven by self-determination, and driven by your self-interest. That these are the things that are celebrated in the world, and these are the things that get you ahead in the workplace. All of which are the exact opposite of being meek and the exact opposite of being like Jesus. And our challenge is, just like the people in the first century, we see people who seem to be getting ahead by being self-assertive, being self-willed, and being self-determined. And we have to ask the question, what do we believe? Because we've been tempted to see that and then follow them because it appears like they're getting ahead. So they may assert their strength of personality to dominate an organization, or they may assert their strength of intellect to dominate meetings and discussions. They may assert the strength of their looks to gain promotion or position. They may assert the strength of their money to gain favor. Or they may even assert the weight of the moral weight of being wronged, so therefore they can now pay back evil for evil. All of these are different ways in which we can not be meek and not live the blessed life. But The Bible, and people might do this and they may appear to get ahead, but the Bible does not say blessed are the self-assertive. It says blessed are the meek. And let me say this, even though people might appear to get ahead by not being meek, both the quality and the quantity of their promotion or their advancement is not a blessed one. Take Rome for example. Rome was conquering the world through military might, putting people under their iron boot and under their thumb. But they always had to be fearful of rebellions and uprisings. They couldn't rule what they had in peace and enjoy. They always had to have fear and spending more money and time to make sure that they weren't overthrown by those whom they were dominating. And in the same way at work, people who choose to use the means of being self-assertive to gain promotion or position, they always have to be living in fear of someone who isn't more self-assured taking their place. So they can't enjoy what they gain with any sense of peace or joy, because they always have to be fearful of being removed or replaced by somebody who is even more self-assured. This is not a blessed life. So how do we become meek? So of course, Jesus is our example. First off, he was totally submissive to the will of the Father. That's the first point of our meekness. We submit ourselves totally to the Father's will. That's our first act. Then secondly, we serve others with our strength to bless them and empower them, not always seeking after our own self-interest, but looking after the interests of others. And as we do this and live this way, Christ then inherited from his Father a name that was above every other name. He inherited the earth and the cosmos and the universe and everything. And we also, when we walk that path that he walked, we will also inherit whatever God has for us to inherit. And the key word here is inherit. Inherit means that we don't have to fight for it. We don't have to be self-assertive to try to get it. God owns it, and he's giving it to us as a means of inheritance. The meek inherit from the Father. So if you are trusting in the Father, submitted to the Father, and you rest to him, and you serve others and bless others and look after the interests of others, you will inherit all that God has earmarked for you to receive in Christ before the foundations of the earth. There's no need for you to be self-assertive, self-willed, and be dominated by the self, but you can be blessed, happy, and fortunate as you choose to be meek, for the meek inherit the earth. Now, if this video is any help to you, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, and check out our other videos there above, and I'll see you in another video. God bless. Bye-bye.